Hello there, fellow golf enthusiasts. Welcome to our video on how to read greens. If you've ever watched professional golfers on television, you've probably noticed them studying the greens intently before putting. But how to read greens like a pro? Reading greens is a crucial skill in golf that separates amateurs from professionals. It is the process of analyzing the slope, speed, and direction of the green to determine the correct line for putting. A putt is only as good as the line chosen to hit it, and reading greens is a skill that can make a big difference in your score. Greens are the final destination for every golf shot, and they come in all shapes and sizes. Learning to read greens accurately can improve your game and lower your scores. It's a skill that doesn't come easy and takes time and practice to master. But with a few tips and techniques, you can level up your putting game and shave a few strokes off your score. In this video, we will discuss some tips on how to read greens effectively. But before we dive right into the video, make sure to subscribe our channel for best golfing guides, highlights, and latest news. Let's talk about the different factors that affect putting and how to read greens like a pro. Assess the slope. The first step in reading greens is to assess the slope. Determine whether the green is sloping uphill or downhill and in which direction. The simplest way to do this is by standing behind the ball and looking at the green from a low angle. This will give you a good view of the slope and direction of the green. To determine the slope of the green, you can observe the surrounding terrain, including any hills, mounds, or depressions. For example, if the green is sloping uphill, you must hit the ball harder than if it's downhill. This is because gravity will work against you when the green is uphill, and it will work with you when it is downhill. Another technique is to look for the high point on the green, known as the apex. The apex is the highest point between your ball and the hole. This point will influence the direction and amount of break in your putt. Determine the speed. The next step is to determine the speed of the green. The grass length, density, and moisture in the ground determine the green's speed. A faster green will have shorter, finer grass and less moisture, while a slower green will have longer, thicker grass and more moisture. You can determine the speed of the green by looking at the flagstick or by tapping your putter on the green. If the ball rolls slowly, then the green is slow, and if it rolls fast, then the green is fast. Uphill putts will roll slower, while downhill putts will roll faster. Analyze the break. The third step is to analyze the break. The break is the direction in which the ball will move as it approaches the hole. You can determine the break by looking at the slope and direction of the green. A ball will break towards the low side of the slope. When the ball is putted uphill, it will break less, and when it is putted downhill, it will break more. So, if the green is sloping to the right, the ball will break toward the right. Similarly, if the green is sloping to the left, the ball will break toward the left. Also, take into account any bumps or undulations in the green that can cause the ball to deviate from its line. Reading the grain. The grain of the grass on the green can affect the speed and direction of your putts. The grain refers to the direction in which the grass blades grow. When the grain is growing towards you, the ball will move slower and break less. Conversely, when the grain is growing away from you, the ball will move faster and break more. You can determine the direction of the grain by observing the color of the grass. When the grass is lighter in color, the grain is growing towards you, and when it is darker, the grain is growing away from you. You can also feel the direction of the grain by running your hand over the grass. Reading the distance. The final factor to consider when reading greens is the distance between your ball and the hole. The distance will affect the speed and break of your putt. Generally, the farther away your ball is from the hole, the more break you will need to allow for. To determine the distance, you can use your putter as a guide. Place your putter between your ball and the hole and observe the distance. Use your putter's markings to estimate the distance in feet or meters. You can also use a rangefinder or GPS device to determine the distance accurately. Choose the line. The final step is to choose the line to give you the best chance of making the putt. The line you choose will depend on the speed of the green, the amount of break, and your personal preferences. Some golfers prefer to hit the ball straight at the hole, while others prefer to play a break. Whatever line you choose, it's essential to commit to it fully and make a confident stroke. In conclusion, basic knowledge and an eye for detail are the vital components of reading greens. Knowing which grass is used on golf courses and employing some fundamental physics principles are more at play here than specialized golf rules. Reading greens can bring a spin of finesse to your game and help you be in tune with the field's challenges. With practice and experience, you will begin to formulate a blueprint for the course you are playing. We hope this video was helpful for you. Like, subscribe and ring the notification bell for more golf reviews and information from Golfing is Best.